Attention coaches and swimmers. Coaches and swimmers, here's an important announcement for you. The women's 100 freestyle is a reseeded event. It only affects the A flight, but the women's 100 freestyle is now a reseeded event. It only affects the A flight, and those updated heat sheets are available for you at the lower admin table. So hopefully you caught all that, coaches. Coaches and swimmers, time is now 8:20. Let's please clear the main competition pool. Main competition pool is now closed. We'll get underway just about 10 minutes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Max. Happy birthday to you. Happy 18th birthday, Max. Yeah! Thank you.
I don't even know who that was for, but I think we covered all the birthdays with that one. Little trivia left over from the D2 championship that was here a couple weeks ago up on the scoreboard. Hey, discover the next generation of fast at SpeedoUSA.com or visit us here at the Speedo retail booth in the Upper Concourse area today and get your hands on the fastest suits and best gear around. Also want to make note of the fact that they have in stock up in the Upper Concourse area the brand new Speedo suits that you've been reading about, the Valor and the Intent. Stop by and see the folks up on the Upper Concourse at the Speedo booth for their latest gear. Be sure and post your pictures and videos with the hashtag Team Speedo. Tag your friends, show off your style, and connect with swimmers from all over. You can find Speedo on the internet and Instagram at Speedo USA. Be sure and stock up on the swag, all the special Speedo sectional meet merchandise up there. And say hi to Robin for me when you're up there, and BJ. There's nice folks up there at that booth. Speedo, proud to sponsor today's Speedo Sectionals. At this time, I ask that you all please rise for this morning's playing of our national anthem. Hey, final day of competition here at the Speedo Sectionals. It's been such a fast meet so far through last evening's events. 10 records, 42 Olympic time trial cuts have been achieved by swimmers here at this meet. One more day to go. It's going to be a fast one. I know it. We're going to start off with the A flighted heat. So the women's 200 IM. And this is heat 1. In 1 for La Mirada, Caitlin Yee. 2 for Plymouth Canton Cruisers, Nicole Freitag. 3 for Indiana Swim Club, Jillian Boggs. Lane 4 for Ale Swimming, Alyssa Schroeder. 5 for Lake Central Barracudas, Aaliyah Decker. 6 for Great Lakes Sail, Elizabeth McPhail. 7 for Plymouth Canton Cruisers, Serena Hell. And an 8 for Firestone Akron, Madeline Dyer. Alyssa Schroeder, Ale Swimming, starts us off on this Sunday morning, 2:27.09, heat 2. In 1 for North Baltimore, Alexandra Harner. 2 for Waves Bloomington, Ashley Bankston. 4 for Carmel Swim Club, Ashlyn Underhill. 5 for Northridge area, Haley Digert. 6 for Central Minnesota Aquatics, Anna Lucas. 7 for Swim Mac, Desiree Mengyang. And an 8 for SWAC is Lillian Kaiser. Meet record in the women's 200 IM, 2:14.13 by Ava Ulgren in 2017. The Olympic trial cut in this event, 2:17.39. Summer national cut, 2:17.99. Ashlyn Underhill, Carmel Swim Club. At the 100, 106.78. Alexandra Harner, second position in lane 1, 109.6. And Haley Digert of Northridge area, third in lane 5 at a 110.7. Desiree Magion from Swim Mac. Here in lane 7, 224.88. Here's heat 3. In 1 for Fast Tigers, Lydia Reed. 2 for North Baltimore, Casey McKenna. 3 for Solo Aquatics, Abigail Sullivan. 4 for Bluefish Swim Club, Ava Larkin. 5 for North Baltimore, Mabel Koff. 6 for Swim Mac, Madeline Menkhaus. 7 for Atlanta Swimming, Justine Murdoch. And in lane 8 for Bloomington Normal, Lillian Culp. Hopefully many of you parents had an opportunity to meet with Jay Chambers, USA Swimming Sports Consultant, Performance Consultant. He held his sessions yesterday morning and this morning. A lot of good information. Jay's a great guy. Murdoch turns in lane 7, 106.7. Casey McKenna second in lane 2, 107.65. And third, Madeline Menkhaus in 6 at a 107.83. Madeline Menkhaus, Swim Mac, 224.85. Heading into heat 4 now. In 1 for Carmel Swim Club, Devin Kitchell. 2 for Scarlet Aquatics, Yasmin Suffrager. 3 for Swim Mac, Elizabeth Vanote. 4 for Carmel, Sarah Jarding. 5 for Ole, Lena Lee. 6 for Bluefish, Ella Smith. 7 for Patriot Swim Club, Isabella Corbley. And an 8 for Northern Kentucky Clippers, Allison Picarillo. We'd like to say a good morning to all of our swim fans around the country, around the world that may be watching the Speedo sectional meet today here in Indianapolis. On the web, the prelims and finals being broadcast. And to find that, you can go to YouTube, type in Indiana Swimming, and you'll see the links there to our session this morning. We're live right now. And again, welcome everybody that's watching out there. Elizabeth Vanote turns at the 100, 105.99. Isabella Corbley, second in lane 7, 106.87. And Allison Picarillo from the Clippers in lane 8. She turns in third at a 108.2. Elizabeth Van Oat, swim MAC, 224.6. 3 more A-flighted heats left to go here in the women's 200 IM. This is heat 5. In 1 for Scarlet Aquatics, Danielle Prekop. 3 for Solo Aquatics, Sydney Kang. 4 for Bluefish, Summer Smith. 5 for Northern Kentucky Clippers, Kennedy Beal. 6 for Swim Mac, Emmy Nelson. 7 for Bluefish, Bryn Wright. And an 8 for Swim Mac, Amy Dreglin. Summer Smith from Bluefish at the 100, 103.89 in lane 4 here. Amy Dreglin, second in lane 8, 106.24, and third in lane 6 is Emmy Nelson from Swim Mac, 107.00. Summer Smith with our fast time so far, 2:18.43. 2 heats left. Heat 6. In 1 for Ohio State Swim Club, Jordan Arno Reese. Lane 2 for Bluefish, Gianna Spermulo. 3 for Eagle Swim Team, Elizabeth Fry. 4 for Carmel Swim Club, Kelly Pash. 5 for North Baltimore, Margaret Belbet. 6 for Great Lakes, Jessica Eden. 7 for Scarlet Aquatics, Jenseo Kim. And an 8 for Swim Mac, Grace Rainey. Train in Speedo, win in Speedo. From our fastest racing suits to fun prints for practice, along with the best gear and goggles, Speedo USA has it all. Be sure and stop by the Speedo booth in the upper concourse today. Also, if you haven't been by the Speedo booth, they've got some really cool Speedo lanyards there for free. Just ask the folks up there at the booth, and if they're not laying out, they'll point them out to you. Kelly Pash, Carmel Swim Club at the 100, 104.85. Margaret Belbet, she turns in lane 5, 105.63. And third, Jordan Arno Reese in lane 1 at a 106.24. Here comes Kelly Pash. 2:19.54. Last of our A-flighted heats coming to the blocks now. This is heat 7. In 1 for Swim Mac, Chloe Harris. 2 for Ohio State Swim Club, Martina Peroni. 3 for Berkeley Aquatic, Clarissa Sabin. 4 for Michigan Lakeshore Aquatics, Catherine Ackerman. 5 for Swim Mac, Kylie Wilhelm. 6 for Carmel Swim Club, Madeline Chrisman. 7 for Ohio State Swim Club, Bridget Parker. And in lane 8 for Swim Mac, Madeline Flickinger. Catherine Ackerman, Michigan Lakeshore Aquatics out front here in lane 4. Her 100 split, 104.02, followed by Madeline Flickinger, Swim Mac in lane 8 at a 105.19. And in lane 3, third place in lane 6 is Madeline Chrisman from Carmel at a 106.34. Catherine Ackerman brings it in. Her time, 2:19.5. A-flighted heats now in the men's 200 IM, heat 1. In lane 1 for Northern Kentucky Clippers, Patrick Merce. 2 for Scarlet Aquatics, Richard Poplowski. 3 for La Mirada, Spencer Sorosky. 4 for SWAC is Spencer Kern. 5 for North Baltimore, Thomas Hurley. 6 for Great Lakes Tritons, Alex DeHame. 7 for Southwest Y, Theodore Pesterides. And an 8 for Mount Lebanon Aqua Club, John Gillinger. Poplowski out front at the 100, 103.88. Gillinger second in lane 8 at a 104.21, and third, Pesterides in 7 at a 104.54. Spencer Kern starts us off here in the men's 200 IM, 2:13.39. Heat 2. In 1 for Ohio State Swim Club, Spencer Arno-Reese. 2 for Berkeley Aquatic, Maxim Geller. 3 for Scarlet Aquatics, Jillian Chun. 4 for Greater Toledo Aquatic Club, Zachary McClellan. 5 for Berkeley Aquatic, Roan Baker. 6 for Great Lakes Sail, Nicholas Tickelay. 7 for Eagle Swim Team, Nathan Sakina. And in lane 8 for Scarlet Aquatics, James Don. Zachary McClellan here at the 100, 101.72, followed by Nicholas Tequili there in lane 6, and third in lane 1, Spencer Arno-Reese. He turns in a 103.7. Spencer Arno-Reese, Ohio State Swim Club in lane 1. Arno-Reese, 2:12.47. Heat 3. In 1 for Ohio State Swim Club, Mason Peck. 2 for Carmel is Griffin Hadley. 3 for Great Lakes Sail, Nathan Herman. 4 for Greater Toledo Aquatic, Andrew Grespin. 5 for Plymouth Canton Cruisers, Stephen Freitag. 6 for Swim Mac, Hugh Svensson. 7 for La Mirada, William Schodorf. And an 8 for Concord Swim Club, Callahan Finlay. Want to remind coaches, swimmers, and spectators that our final session this afternoon is going to start at 5. 5 o'clock start for our final session. Not what it has been. 1 hour earlier at 5 o'clock is our start time for finals. You don't want to miss it. Hugh Svensson leading at the 100 in lane 6, 59.54. Griffin Hadley second in lane 2, 1:00.29, and Stephen Freitag third in lane 5 at a 1:03.41. Once again, coaches and swimmers, very important announcement. The A flights, so the women's 100 freestyle, were reseated. Make sure that you are referencing the reseated heat sheets. For the women's 100 fly, it really only impacts the A flights. I think they have the packet of the whole women's free for you to pick up at the lower admin table. I hope people have their are listening, don't have their earbuds in, We don't want anybody to miss their heat or not be in the right lane. Again, that's in the women's 100 freestyle. Make sure that you're looking at the reseeded heat sheet, impacting only the A flights. Hughes Fenson on the wall in lane 6 from Swim Mac, 209.18 as we move on to heat 4. In 1 for Southwest Y, Kyriakos Peristeritis. 2 for SWAC, Cameron Luardi. 3 for Huron Valley Penguins, Ian Allen. 4 for La Mirada, Zachary Serrano. 5 for Ohio State Swim Club, Spencer Tusing. 6 for Bluefish, Noah Labish. 7 for Oli Swimming, Michael Cooper. And in lane 8 for Scarlet Aquatics, Brian Uribe. My gosh, the sun must be out. Just got a lot brighter in here. As Ian Allen turns in lane 3, 59.4. Michael Cooper second in lane 7 at a 101.2. And third, Cameron Luarde in lane 2 at a 101.47. Meet record in the men's 200 IM, 203.09. Swum by Michael Weiss, 2017. The Olympic trial cut for this event, 204.09. Summer National cut, 204.69. Michael Cooper for Oli in lane 7. Cooper touching in a time 2:08.55. Quickest so far. Heat 5. Lane 1 for Solo Aquatics, Aaron Zhu. 2 for Carmel Swim Club, Joda Owasi. 3 for Swim Mac, Baylor Nelson. 4 for La Mirada, Kevin Vargas. 5 for West Ottawa, Derek Moss. 6 for Swim Mac, Wesley Barnett. 7 for Northern Kentucky Clippers, Ethan Hanna. And in lane 8 for Carmel Swim Club, Jacob Mitchell. Baylor Nelson from Swim Mac in lane 3, 59.15. Jacob Mitchell second in lane 8 at a 1:00.69. And third at the turn, Derek Moss in lane 5 at a 1:00.86. Kevin Vargas, 2:06.81 for our new quick time. 2 heats to go. This is heat 6. In 1 for Solo Aquatics, Ryan Hogan. 2 for Carmel Swim Club, Gus Rothrock. 3 for Swim Mat, Kennel Monahan. 4 for Bluefish, Harrison Homans. 5 for Scarlet Aquatics, Jonathan Gomez. 6 for South Line Aquatics, Hunter Gobino. And 7 for Scarlet Aquatics is Justin Park. Harrison Homans, lane 4, 57.77. Gus Rothrock from Carmel in second, 59.9. And Jonathan Gomez from Scarlet Aquatic in lane 5 turns into 1:00.63. These guys really kicking it up down here to the finish with Harrison Homans, Bluefish Swim Club out front in lane 4. Homans time 2:08.46. This is heat 7. Final A-flighted heat to be swum here in the men's 200 IM. Lane 1 from Atlanta Swimming, Jack Hamilton. 2 from Firestone Akron, Jack Salm. 3 from Berkeley Aquatic, Brennan Hammond. In 4 from Bluefish, River Wright. 5 from Greater Toledo Aquatic Club, Maxwell Rutledge. 6 from Eagle Swim Team, Maximilian Verheyen. 7 from Carmel, Wyatt Davis. And an 8 from Solo Aquatics, Charles Fency. River Wright in lane 4 coming in with a seed time 2:02.75. That's better than the Olympic trial cut and is also better than the meet record in this event, which is a 2:03.09. Olympic trial cut 2:04.09, and the summer national cut in the men's 200 IM at 2:04.69. River Wright is in the lead here in heat 7. He turns at the 100 in a 59.03. Wyatt Davis from Carmel, second in lane 7 at a 59.66. And Maximilian Verheyen, third in lane 6 at a 1:00.05. Verheyen, Eagle Swim Team in lane 6, touching first, 2:07.25. A-flighted heats now for the women's 100 freestyle. This is heat 1. In 1 for Douglas County, Danielle Malili. 2 for Cleveland Swim Institute, Maya Conte. 4 for Bluefish, Zoe Howard. 5 for Central Minnesota Aquatics, Anna Lucas. 6 for Ohio State Swim Club, Macy Swearingen. 7 for Carmel, Avery Williams. And 8 for Scarlet Aquatics is Eleanor Vuv. Meet record in the women's 100 freestyle, 55.59 by Amy Bilquist to Carmel Swim Club in 2014. Olympic trial cut for this event is a 56.29. Summer national cut is a 56.39. Avery Williams, Carmel Swim Club in lane 7, 59.16. Heat 2. In 1 for Fast Tigers, Ellen Farrow. 2 for Waves Bloomington, Julia Heimstead. 3 for Mount Lebanon Aqua Club, Sophia Donati. 4 for North Baltimore, Casey McKenna. 5 for Michigan Lakeshore Aquatics, Lillian Brandt. 6 for La Mirada, Rosalie Miracena Anna. 7 for North Baltimore, Greta Peacock. And an 8 for Ohio State Swim Club, Bridget Parker. Julia Heimstead, Waves Bloomington over in lane 2, 59.02. Heat 3. In 1 for Swim Mac, Desiree Mayanga. 2 for Ohio State Swim Club, Mia Lachey. 3 for North Baltimore, Lauren Ware. 4 for SWAC, Audrey Crowell. 5 for North Baltimore, Anna Kwan. 6 for Solo Aquatics, Tiffany Sang. 7 for Waves Bloomington, Ashley Bankston. And an 8 for North Baltimore, Allison Timson. Tiffany Sang, Solo Aquatics in lane 6, 59.42. Heat 4. In 1 for Lakeside Swim Team, Carolyn Pape. 2 for Carmel, Colleen Duffy. 3 for Swim Mac, Elizabeth Vanote. 4 for Concord, Grace Brenneman. 5 for Carmel, Megan Chrisman. 6 for Michigan Lakeshore Aquatics, Sage Gettings. 7 for Swim Mac, Amy Dreglin. and 8 for Eagle Swim Team, Elizabeth Fry. Quickest time so far here in the A-flighted preliminary heats of the women's 100 free. Out of heat 2, Julia Heimstead waves Bloomington at a 59.02. Colleen Duffy turning down there at the 50, 27.97. And it's going to be Colleen Duffy, Carmel Swim Club out of lane 2 in a 58.74, our new quick time here. 3 more heats left to go in the women's 100 free. This is heat 5. In 1 for Northern Kentucky Clippers, Kennedy Beal. 2 for Waves Bloomington, Anna Poplawski. 3 for Boonfell Aquatic Dolphins, Elizabeth Broshears. 4 for Michigan Lakeshore Aquatics, Ellie Geisler. 5 for Ohio State Swim Club, Riley Huddleston. 6 for Bluefish, Sydney Winters. 7 for Swim Mac, Kylie Wilhelm. And then 8 for Scarlet Aquatics, Daniela Vega. Riley Huddleston turning first in lane 5, 27.93. Ellie Geisler, second in lane 4 to 27.98. And Anna Poplawski waves Bloomington in lane 2, 57.85. Heat 6 now. In 1 for Swim Mac, Faith Hefner. 2 for Berkeley Aquatics, Sophia Kudrashova. 3 for Carmel, Ashlyn Underhill. And 4 for Carmel, Kendra Bowen. 5 for Swim Mac, Madeline Flickinger. 6 for Solo Aquatics, Sydney Kang. 7 for Ohio State Swim Club, Ava Lachey. And an 8 for Carmel, Rachel Young. Out front at the 50, Ava Lachey in lane 7, 28.03. Second, Sophia Kudrashova in lane 2 to 28.13. Meet record in this event, 55.59 by Amy Bilquist. Carmel. Kendra Bowen touching in a 57.52. Fastest so far. Final A-flighted heat. Coming to the block now. This is heat 7. In 1 for Bluefish, Bren Wright. Lane 2 for North Baltimore, Margaret Belbot. 3 for Swim Mac, Morgan Rajewski. 4 for Northridge area, Elsa Fretz. 5 for Swim Mac, Elizabeth Sewards. 6 for Carmel Swim Club, Gretchen Liu King. 7 for Indiana Swim Club, Christina Pagel. And 8 for Ohio State Swim Club is Jordan Arno Reese. At the 50, Elsa Fretz out front in lane 4, 27.32. Elizabeth Sewards from Swim Mac, second in lane 5 at a 27.76. At the finish, Elizabeth Sewards from Swim Mac, 57.64. Now moving on to the A-flighted heats in the men's 100 free. Heat 1. In 1 for Concord Swim Club, Matthew Bond. 2 for Northridge area, Joseph Gerberick. 3 for Plymouth Canton Cruisers, Stephen Freitag. 4 for Ohio State Swim Club, Benjamin Neff. 5 for Vacation Land, Charles Clark. 6 for North Baltimore, Anthony Calillo. 7 for Firestone Akron, Michael Krakovic. And in lane 8 for Carmel Swim Club, Joda Owasi. Charles Clark turning first down there, 26.56. Meet record in the men's 100 free, 50.35 by Evan Reiser of Club Wolverine in 2009. Olympic trial cut and the summer national cut, both of 50.49. Touching first here in Heat 1, Joda Owasi, Carmel Swim Club at a 55.07. Heat 2. In 1 for Mid-Michigan Aquatics, Alexander Eddy. 2 for North Baltimore, Nicholas Gordon. 3 for Ole Swimming, Adam Vlasic. 4 for Berkeley Aquatic Club, Christopher Fabian. 5 for North Baltimore, Lucas Caldron. 6 for Greater Columbus, Latanis Gaver. 7 for Lakeshore, Aiden Morrison. And 8 for Charles River, Soren Evard. Aiden Morris out front in lane 7 at a 25.69. Next to him, Latanis Gaver, second in lane 6 at a 25.9. Vlasic, 53.83. Here's Heat 3. In 1 for Bluefish, Noah Labish. 2 for North Baltimore, Thomas Hurley. 3 for Swim Mac, Wesley Barnett. 5 for Cleveland Swim Institute, Robert Lehner. 6 for Concord, Callahan Finley. 7 for Twinsburg, Colin Martin. And 8 for Firestone Akron, Caden Smesko. Colin Martin at the 50, lane 7, 25.99. Caden Smesko second in lane 8, turning it at 26.09. Colin half a body length lead here. Coming into the wall, he touches in a 53.21 as we keep ticking up faster here in the A flight at heats of the men's 100 free. This is Heat 4. In 1 for Solo Aquatics, Jared Zhang. 2 for Brownsburg, Austin Kerr. 3 for Bluefish, Ian Herskamp Vinecar. 4 for Carmel, Griffin Hadley. 5 for La Mirada, Spencer Sorosky. 6 swimming unattached NT, Brendan King. 7 for Northern Kentucky Clippers, Ethan Hannon. And in lane 8 for Michigan Lakeshore Aquatics, Joel Wechter. Turning at the 50, Wechter in lane 8, 25.39. Second, Griffin Hadley in lane 4 for Carmel, 26.09. Wechter on the wall, 53.03. Heat 5. In 1 for Carmel, Gus Rothrock. 2 for Bluefish, William Barreo. 3 for Carmel, Jacob Mitchell. 4 for Swim Mac, John Walker. 5 swimming unattached, Indiana, Victor Tarrin. 6 for Swim Mac, Boyd Polke. 7 for La Mirada, Kevin Vargas. And an 8 for Plymouth Canton Cruisers, Connor Brunell. Victor Tran, lane 5, 24.61. Second, John Walker, 24.77. Victor Tarrant here in lane 5 with the edge coming in. His time, 51.11. This is heat 6. Still need the relay cards for Sugar Creek Aquatic Club. Scarlett. We need to relay cards for Scarlett. Cameron Peel out front, 24.58. Perazzo, second in lane 2, 25.23. Cameron Peel, 51.59. One more heat left to go here. Heat 7. In 1 for Bluefish, Chase Constantakos. 2 for Carmel Swim Club, Alec DeLong. 3 for Oli Swimming, Konstantinos Siokos. 5 for Lakeside, Hunter Tapp. 6 for Swim Mac, Hughes Fenson. 7 for Ohio State, is Spencer Tussing. And in lane 8 for Michigan Lakeshore, Jacob Harris. Hunter Tapp turns at a 24.53. Alec DeLong from Carmel, second in lane 2 at a 25.18. Hunter Tapp, Lakeside, brings it in, 50.91. Moving on to the women's 400 medley relay. 6 heats to be swum here. This is heat 1. Lane leading it out for Charles River in lane 3. Judy for Vacation Land in 4. Sperry for Lakeshore in lane 5. Lakeshore out in front of lane 5, Catherine Burgess. Now in the water, Hannah Lee now for Charles River in lane 3. Catherine Visky for Vacation Land in 4. Rachel Mark now underway for your leading team here in lane 3, Charles River. Morgan Schuld for Lakeshore in lane 5, and Margaret Grespin for Vacation Land in 4. Anchor swimmers getting ready to go here in lane 5 for Lakeshore. It's going to be Ella Russell. In 3 for Charles River, Kiara McGrath. And in 4 for Vacation Land, Lily Green. Lakeshore touching 4:41.09. Heat 2. Kiran Krishnan leads off for Atlantis B in lane 2. Grace Riddle for Greater Columbus in 3. Justine Murdoch for Atlantis Swimming in 4. Lucy Morris for Mako Swim Team in 5. Katrina Benny for CLE Swimming in 6. And in lane 7, we got Vivian Roy from Mount Lebanon Aqua Club B. Swimmers, don't forget, if you're a top seed in an event for this evening's finals, stop by and see me before you leave preliminaries this morning so you can pick out your parade music for this evening. Or if you don't pick something out, I'll pick it out for you. Atlantis out front. Nicole Bastian. There she goes. Mount Lebanon second in lane 7. And that'd be Marley Reese, third for Mako in lane 5. Marin Patterson in the water, and fourth is Greater Columbus in 3, and that would be Casey Lechner. Atlantis out front. Nicole Barnes in 7 for Mount Lebanon. Meredith Reese, she's now underway. Third, Atlantis swimming B over in lane 2, and that would be Pauline Isadora. And Greater Columbus in 4th position. Lane 3 is Olivia Ave. Karen Austin to anchor for Atlantis in lane 4. Over in lane 2 for Atlantis B, it's going to be Hale Owal. 7 for Mount Lebanon B, it's going to be Devin Scott Davis. Now underway in lane 5 for Mako, Edie Morris. Over in 3 for Greater Columbus, Ali Grisham. And in 6 for CLE, Valerie McKay. Atlanta swimming A relay, 4:33.19. Heat 3. Abigail Sullivan leads out for Solo Aquatics B in lane 1. Ashley Turek for Drop Aquatics in 2. Tiffany Sang for Solo Aquatics A in 3. In 4, we got Mary Springer for Michigan Lakeshore B. Lane 5, Zoe Langendorfer for Plymouth Canton Cruisers A. And lane 6, we got Elizabeth Brita for Plymouth Canton Cruisers B. 7, Naomi Weaver for Greenwood Gators, and 8 for Mount Lebanon, Abigail Duncan. Isabella Gherkin up next for Solo Aquatics in 3. There she goes. Juliana Petrick for Drop Aquatics in 2. Third, Michigan Lakeshore in lane 4 is Evelyn Vandervelt. And 4th position in lane 8 is Mount Lebanon, Olivia Uremko. Drop Aquatics out front. Emma Inch up next. In lane 4 for Michigan Lakeshore B, Elise Mason. Over in 3 for Solo Aquatics, Sydney Kang. 4th position. Plymouth in lane 5. Let's see, we got Sadie Miller. Leah Munsell will anchor for Drop Aquatics in lane 2. Solo Aquatics second in lane 3. It's going to be Elizabeth Williams coming up. Third, Michigan Lakeshore B in lane 4, Ocean Feldhaus. And 4th in lane 7, Greenwood Gators, Reagan Graves. Drop Aquatics, 4:29.58. Heat 4. Jessica Eden leads off for Great Lakes Sailfish in lane 1. Emily Vasquez for Scarlet Aquatics B in 2. Riley Jordan for Northern Kentucky Clippers B in 3. Ripley Merritt for SWAC in lane 4. Caitlin Yee for La Mirada in 5. Ashley Wilczak for Liquid Lightning in 6. Claire Lippert for Utica Shelby in 7. And Caitlin Kanemitsu for La Mirada B in lane 8. Great Lakes Sailfish out front in lane 1. Catherine Armigan in the water. Second position, La Mirada A in lane 5. Kelly Andrade. Third is Northern Kentucky Clippers B in lane 3. Avery Floyd, and fourth in lane 7, Utica Shelby. And that would be Amaya Toma. Correction, Alexis Moon. It'll be Kaylee Ream up next for Great Lakes Sailfish in lane 1. In lane 5 for La Mirada, Bianca Preciado. Third, Northern Kentucky Clippers B, Allie Weidger. And fourth, Liquid Lightning. In lane 6, Evelyn Dice now in the water. Anchor leg coming up here in heat 4. Great Lakes Sailfish still out front. Elizabeth McPhail. She's now underway in lane 5 for La Mirada A. Rosalie Maria Santa Ana. There she goes. Northern Kentucky Clippers B in lane 3. Mackenzie Tucker in fourth. Liquid Lightning in lane 6. Alina Stenzik. Great Lakes Sailfish, 423.87. Heat 5. Molly Rogers out first for Firestone Akron in lane 1. Lane 2, Colleen Duffy for Carmel B. Lane 3, Mackenzie Weber for Northridge area. Lane 4, Calliope Agapios for Fast Tigers in 4. In 5, Amber Smith for North Baltimore Aquatic B. 6, Sydney Rodriguez for Scarlet Aquatic. 7, Alyssa Schroeder for Ollie Swimming. And in lane 8, Jamison Clark for Ollie B. Carmel B out front, Michaela Sura now underway. Scarlet Aquatics in lane 6. Danielle Prekop, third for Ole, is in lane 7 is Michelle Liu, and fourth for Northridge area in lane 3 is Haley Diger. Race tightens up here between Carmel B and Northridge area. Carmel still out front. Meredith Berglund now underway. Elsa Frutz for Northridge area in lane 3. Third is Oli A in lane 7. Lucy Malis. And fourth is North Baltimore B in lane 5. Casey McKenna. Northridge area out front. Jenna Nethercutt now underway. Ashlyn Underhill for Carmel in lane 2. Danielle Vega for Scarlet Aquatic in 6. Megan Fleury for Ole in lane 7. Ashlyn Underhill with Carmel into the lead in lane 2. Carmel touching in a time, 4:24.83. Heat 6. Mariah Denigan leads off for Northern Kentucky Clippers in lane 1. Catherine Ackerman for Michigan Lakeshore in 2. Madeline Chrisman for Carmel in 3. Mabel Kopp for North Baltimore Aquatic in 4. Riley Huddleston for Ohio State in 5. Macy Swearingen for Ohio State B in 6. Summer Smith for Bluefish in 7. And that's Bluefish A. And in lane 8, Bluefish B, Zuri Ferguson. Bluefish A out front in lane 7. Ella Smith now underway. Second position in lane 2. Michigan Lakeshore A. Cassia Norman. Third is Carmel A in lane 3. Devin Kitchell. And fourth, North Baltimore A in lane 4, Elizabeth Ramoy. Out front, Michigan Lakeshore over in 2. Sage Gettings underway. Ohio State A in lane 5. And that'd be Jordan Arno Reese. Third is Bluefish A in lane 7, Catherine White. And fourth is Carmel A in lane 3, Kelly Pash. Ohio State Swim Club out in front, Ava Lachey to anchor. Over in lane 3, Carmel Swim Club, Gretchen Luking. Carmel out front at the touch. They zipped in there. Bluefish in lane 7, Bryn Wright. And in lane 1 for Northern Kentucky Clippers, Kennedy Beal. Half a length to go here in your 6th and final heat of the women's 400 medley relay. Charging in lane 5, Ava Lachey for Ohio State. Battling it out with Gretchen Luking of Carmel in lane 3. And Ohio State touching first in lane 5 in a time 4:19.04. 5 heats coming up now in the men's 400 medley relay, heat 1. And swimmers, please be aware we are going to be doing the award presentation in the 400 medley relay at the conclusion of the men's event here. So the top 3 finishing women's teams need to head over to award staging, your award ceremony coming up in the women's 400 medley relay. Heat 1 underway for the men's. Lane 1 leading off Zachary Staten for Grand Rapids. In 2, John Gillinger for Mount Lebanon. Lane 3, Charles Clark for Vacation Land. Lane 4, Michael Burns for South Bend Swim Club. 5, Dallas Fisher for Huron Valley Penguins. 6 for Kyle Gluck, Lakeshore Swim Club. 7, we got Tor Metalman for Charles River Aquatics. And in lane 8, Max Witowski for Great Lakes Tritons. Joseph Gomes up next for South Bend. Second position over in lane 2, Mount Lebanon, Gabriel Towell. For Charles River in lane 7, Kimball Ranch. They get a tie there at the 200 between South Bend and Charles River. Samuel Sierra underway for South Bend in lane 4. Soren Ubert for Charles River in lane 7. Third, Mount Lebanon in lane 2. Andrew Klepchik. Aiden Maurer to anchor for South Bend in lane 4. For Charles River in lane 7, Charles Nasimbin. Third for Vacation Land is Matthew Schaefer. And fourth for Huron in lane 5 is James Lindenberg. South Bend Swim Club, 4:09:06. Heat 2. Jack Hamilton leads off for Atlanta Swimming in 1. Brady Dixon for Solo in 2. Israel Harding for Fast Tigers B in 3. Benjamin Neff for Ohio B in 4. William Lamastis for Bowling Green in 6. Luke Dibley for Northridge area in 7. Mario McDonald for Drop Aquatics in 8. Atlanta swimming out front. Elijah Vinos now underway in lane 7 for Northridge area. Joseph Gerberick. Third in lane 3 for Fast Tigers, Connor Carlisle. And fourth, Solo Aquatics B in lane 2, Duncan Collins. Atlantis out front over in lane 1. Cooper Drilliard up next. 7 for Northridge area, Nicholas Dibley. In lane 8 for Drop Aquatics, going to be Trevor Johns. Over in 2 for Solo, Ryan Hogan. In 3 for Fast Tigers, Nicholas Silva. And 6 for Bowling Green, John Bernard. And over in 4 for Ohio Swim Club B, Charles Ferguson. Jacob Bryan will anchor for Atlantis in lane 1. In lane 7 for Northridge area, Tristan Bratt. In 8 for Drop Aquatics, Drew Hinckley. Over in 2 for Solo, it's going to be Yulian Yi. Bruno Katsuka for Fast Tigers in lane 3, and 4 for Ohio State B, Spencer Arno-Reese. Now underway in lane 6 for Bowling Green, Wade Lamastis. Atlanta swimming coming down here to the finish. 4:00:35. This is heat 3. Meet record in the men's 400 medley relay. 3:46.38 by Club Wolverine in 2009 is heat 3 is now in the water. Ethan Hanna in lane 1 for Northern Kentucky Clippers. In 2, Parker Nolan for Northern Kentucky Clippers B. 3 we've got Edward Licata for North Baltimore B. 4, Eli Stoll for Greater Columbus. Lane 5, Zachary Toothman for Cleveland Swim Institute. Lane 6, William Schodorf for La Mirada B. 7, Benjamin Clarkston for Center Grove Aquatic. And in 8, Gus Rothrock for Carmel B. Carmel B out front. Joda Owasi now underway. Greater Columbus in lane 4, Latanis Gaver. Northern Kentucky Clippers out front. Seth Young up next. In 4 for Greater Columbus, Hayden Yeager. Carmel B, second position. We've got Alec DeLong in lane 8. And 4th position, Center Grove in lane 7, Anthony Gibson. John Metzner will anchor for Northern Kentucky Clippers in lane 1. Over here in lane 8 for Carmel, it's going to be Caden Lancaster. Lane 5 for Cleveland Swim Institute, Samuel Dudley. Now in lane 4 for Greater Columbus, Landon Mace. Carmel B to the front here. At the end, they touch in a time 4:03:01 out of lane 8. Heat 4. Griffin Seaford in lane 1, leading off for Ollie B. Logan Stumbaugh in 2 for Plymouth Canton Cruisers. Sam Camden for North Baltimore in 3. We got Lorinda A. in lane 4. Griffin Curtis for Ole Swimming in 5. Roman San Juan for Scarlet B in 6. Cameron Lawardy in 7 for SWAC A. And Preston Krieger for Ohio State in lane 8. La Mirada out front. Underway, Michael Cooper for Ole Swimming in lane 5. Third, we got Ole B, Jonathan Mason. And for Scarlet B in lane 6, Jeremy Kim. La Mirada out front. I don't have the names for the La Mirada swimmers. Lane 5 for Ole up next. It's going to be Adam Vlasic. Over in lane 1 for Ole B, Aubin Nugent. Fourth, Ohio State in lane 8, Mason Peck. Great racing going on here. Adam Vlasic for Ole in lane 5. Going to turn it over to Konstantinos Tsiolkos. La Mirada in second. In third, out of lane 6 for Scarlet, James Don anchoring. And for Ole B in lane 1, Mason Harding. Tsiolkos coming in for Ole in lane 5. They're going to touch in a time of 3:55.49. Our quickest so far with one more heat left to go. Don't forget, we are going to be doing the awards ceremony in the 400 medley relay at the conclusion of our next heat. We need our top 3 finishing teams in the women, and that would be Ohio State, Carmel, and Bluefish. We need you over at award staging right now. Here we go, Heat 5 in the men's 400 medley relay. This will be a fast one coming up. Leading it off in lane 1 for Bluefish B, Nathan Delisle. In 2, we got Brian Uribe for Scarlet Aquatics. Lane 3, Joel Wechter for Michigan Lakeshore. Lane 4, Harrison Homans for Bluefish. In 5, Wyatt Davis for Carmel. 6, Caden Smesko leading off for Firestone Akron. 7, Charles Fency for Solo Aquatics. And an 8, Simon Davies for Fast Tigers. Carmel out in front. Ryan Malicki up next in lane 5. Over in 4 for Bluefish. It's going to be River Wright. In lane 6 for Firestone Akron. Jack Somm. There he goes. Solo Aquatics in lane 7. Aaron Shue. And 5th in lane 3. Michigan Lakeshore. Devin Nowicki. Bluefish B out front in lane 1. Michigan Lakeshore. Second in lane 3. Third, Bluefish A and 4. .200-meter mark coming up. Michigan A out in front. It'll be Riley Van Meter up next. In 4 for Bluefish A, it'll be Noah Labish. In 5 for Carmel, Griffin Headley. In 6 for Firestone, Jonathan Marshall. Underway in lane 7 for Solo, Jared Zhang. Again, award presentation coming up in the women's 400 medley relay. Need those ladies over there. Anchor leg coming up here with Michigan Lakeshore out front. Cameron Peel to anchor for Lakeshore. In 4 for Bluefish, William Barreo. In 5 for Carmel, Jacob Mitchell. Over in 2 for Scarlet, Alyadare Rose. Again, some of our fastest swimmers now in the anchor leg here. Last heat of the men's 400 medley relay. Cameron Peel makes the turn down at the far end for Michigan Lakeshore. Quite the lead over the rest of the field. Less than half a length to go now. And it's going to be Michigan Lakeshore touching in a time of 3:50.57. So that closes out the men's 400 medley relay, and we've got award presentations coming up shortly. Again, we need our top 3 finishing teams. Coaches, help us out here. The women's 400 medley relay, we need Bluefish, Carmel, and Ohio State over at award staging. I'll have the results very shortly here officially for the men's 400 medley relay, and we'll be doing their award presentation as well. Ladies and gentlemen, ready now for the award presentation. Women's 400 medley relay. All right, here we go. Your top three finishing teams in the women's 400 medley relay. In third place, Bluefish Swim Club A, Summer Smith, Ella Smith, Catherine White, and Bryn White in a time 4:21:47. Second place, Carmel Swim Club A, Madeline Chrisman, Devin Kitchell, Kelly Pash, Gretchen Luking in a time 4:19.2. And the Speedo sectional champions in the women's 400 medley relay, Ohio State Swim Club A, Riley Huddleston, Janessa Matthews, Jordan Arno Reese, and Ava Lachey in a time of 4:19.04. Ready now for the award presentation in the men's 400 medley relay. In third place, Bluefish Swim Club, Harrison Homans, River Wright, Noah Labish, and William Barreo in a time 3:56:07. Second place, Ole Swimming A, Griffin Curtis, Michael Cooper, Adam Vlasic, Konstantino Siokos in a time 3:55:49. And your Speedo sectional champions in the men's 400 medley relay, Michigan Lakeshore Aquatic A, Joel Wechter, Devin Nowicki, Riley Van Meter, and Cameron Peel in a time of 3:50.57. All right, congratulations, gentlemen. We'll get our timers' chairs turned around. We're about ready to head into the B flights. 17 heats coming up in the B flights of the women's 200 IM. Here we go with Heat 8.